Hello bearded bee people, welcome back to BKBs. I had said last time that it was the first video of the year and kind of intimated that I was hoping to continue making videos every few days from then on. But the weather had something different planned for us. So it is April 20th and we have spent the last month or so under ice and snow. One of the coldest springs that I have dealt with as an adult. It's more along the lines of what I remember as a kid. Obviously it didn't bother me as a kid, but it does as an adult and as a beekeeping adult. So now, finally, April 20th, I'm out here cleaning out bottom boards and taking care of our spring survivors and cleaning up the dead outs and getting ready for 2018. So I figured I would make a video on what I look for when I'm first opening up the hives in the spring. It's got to be 55 or 57 or something like that degrees out, but I am not separating frames. I'm not breaking open the brood nest. What I am doing is assessing the cluster size and making notes, but I'm also cleaning out the dead bees and scraping off mold. I'm removing the entrance reducers here in this yard. If you're starting new packages, you won't want to do that, but these hives are fairly well established, so I'm removing entrance reducers to kind of make it easier for them to do their spring cleaning, and then I'm also helping along with that project. So I'll show you what we do. Got the smoker rolling for the first time of the year and it makes me so happy. Oh, you don't realize how much you miss something until you get it back, and then you're like, wow, I really had missed you guys. Oh boy, that looks good for a hard winter and an overwintered single box. Of course, I'm going to make sure that there's no queen here. Well, I don't have anything to scrape, so I'm just going to be careful. Do not want to damage the queen this early in the year. You don't want to damage the queen ever, but it's a much bigger problem. April 20th. Whoa, I'm dropping bees all over the place. It's a much bigger problem on April 20th than it is on May 20th. So, I just dropped a bunch of bees, and they are super happy about that, as you'd expect. These boxes, for as cold as it was and as long as it was cold, I honestly cannot figure out how some of these hives made it through with eating as little food as they did. Man, that's a heavy box! Oh, it doesn't make any sense. Nice big cluster filling up the entirety of a 10-frame box. And we basically have a 10-frame box full of honey right there. Okay, so now you see what I was talking about what you want to clean out. We've got a lot of wax cappings from food that they presumably ate, although it does not feel like the weight was removed from the hive. And then we've got blue mold on some dead bees. That blue mold is not harmful to the bees, but of course they would rather it not be there. So I'm bringing it back behind the hives and scraping it. Alright, and now that's scraped. Obviously I didn't sanitize it or do anything super special to it, but it's much cleaner. I think the bees will be much happier. And try to encourage these bees off of that bottom board, but damn, that box is heavy. Box is heavy and they're filling out, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 or so frames. I might have to put another box on there. I think I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. Make sure that's nice and even. Scrape this burr comb off. Sorry, I know you guys can't see what I'm doing. I need to get a GoPro. I need to get a GoPro. The moisture boards are coming off. There's no need for them anymore. So we will go into our early portion of the year configuration with the hive top sitting as it should be. Later on in the year when it gets warmer, I'll prop it up for added ventilation, but for now, this is good. And that's how I deal with survivals. I'll get into them and go frame by frame and assess more accurately where they're at when I'm certain that the nights aren't going to be freezing. I certainly won't be breaking the brood cluster open and checkering frames in until the nights are warm. Because even though it looks like they're covering 7 frames or so there, when it gets cold at night, their space, their area of coverage will shrink because they're going to contract together, they're going to cluster together to stay warm. And if I move brood out to some edges or up into this other box, they're not going to be able to cover it, and then we're going to get chilled brood, and then we're going to get European foul brood and chalk brood and a whole bunch of other problems that come with that. So I won't be checkering frames in until basically I can walk out at night with a t-shirt on, and then also, you know, make a case-by-case decision based on how many bees are in that hive. It takes a little bit of practice or a little bit of experience to see and know that they will be able to cover that. So always err on the side of caution, because like I said, chilled brood can cause you a whole lot of problems. I mean, it can really throw a wrench into your beekeeping year that it can be difficult to overcome. It can be difficult to understand. It can be scary. And it can just absolutely ruin your plans for the year. So don't let that happen. But get out there and clean those bottom boards off, scrape off any dead bees that you see, remove any burr comb, get it nice and ready the way you want it and the way that you think the bees want it. Because this is one of the few times that we'll be able to get in and access every wall and every aspect of the hive. You know, because from now on, there will only be more bees in each hive, and there will only be less patience. You know, you're not going to find a happier bunch of bees than you are on a sunny day on April 20th. So get in there now and do that dirty work, help them out, and they will appreciate it, and you will too when you're getting into it throughout the year. It'll be a lot nicer. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and as always, if you liked it, click subscribe, click like. It'll help YouTube send it around to more beekeepers. But otherwise, come back and we'll hopefully do a random inspection Friday and keep going on with more videos because hopefully this is for real the start of the bee year. And I will be out here and in our other yards a lot more often, and hopefully I'll be talking to you guys a lot more often. So thanks for watching. Get out there and have some fun with your bees.